Is it green?
It's going. Okay. So what we'll do is we will scan our material on a flatbed scanner. There's 4 or so in here, maybe just 3 actually now. There's 2 in that art education computer lab, 1341. Right now the classes in 1302 and 1303 are meeting, but typically there are a couple of scanners that you can use in those rooms as well. So feel free at any point in time to use the scanners for documenting your own work for any other purposes. For this class's purposes and for this exercise today, just make sure that whichever computer you use has connected to that flatbed scanner. We'll kind of take turns today. Make sure you have some form of media that you can get the scanned image from the computer onto your own computer. Okay, so you could either mount the AID drive, which is here. So it's already mounted, right? Nope, something else is connected there. Photos. So we could connect as our group, okay? And you could just transfer it over that way. Or you could bring a flash drive over here or something. You could even email it to yourself. Really, this AID drive is probably the easiest thing to do. All right, so what my instructions tell you is that oftentimes when you come to the computer that has the flatbed scanner on it, you can push this little button that has the green icon on the front. It almost looks like a sort of diagonal trash can. And what that will do is it'll bring up your scanning dialog, most typically. Now, since our scanning dialog was already up, it's kind of scanning right now. You can see the bar moving across. That's what a scanner does. It just takes a nice high quality photograph as it moves across that glass table. Just for the purposes of the demonstration and for the handout that I gave you, I'm giving you information about using this in full auto mode. You saw that there are 4 modes there that you could choose: professional, home, what else? Office, and then full auto mode. With full auto mode, all we really have to do is just put our stuff in, whatever it ends up being, close it down if necessary, and then we click scan. Okay. What it'll do is it'll pull up a preview of that particular scan material, whatever it was. So you have the choice at that moment in time to make some features customized, to select a certain area of that actual object, to figure out where you're going to export the scanned image once it's finished. You saw what it did there. I think if you're close enough, it said that the document type that it recognized was a color photo. So it's going to pull it up in full color. There it is. Look. Okay, just save it on my desktop by default. About as simple as pie. Okay, that's full auto mode. You can see that nice high quality, gives me everything I need. It's in a JPEG, which is perfect. I can put that on the web. I can put that in my Photoshop flyer for the purposes of this particular assignment. Now, I've noticed that this button sometimes doesn't call up the software for some reason. So you may have to actually find the Epson Scan software in the applications. Okay, let's just try it. We push the button. Okay, it'll ask you which number. Just make sure the number on the front of the scanner matches up with the one on the list, and then click OK. Okay, full auto mode again. That's what I want. And let's scan that thing. We'll see what that looks like. Color photo. You see there what it does? Gives you a little preview of what that thing looks like. What that scan will end up coming out as.
Will it work if you do it in a different mode, or
it will?
What does it like?
It sure will.
What's the difference?
So let me show you the other mode here. As soon as this one gets finished, and then you'll have a sort of a tool bag, so to speak, of varieties of ways you can work with the flatbed scanner. It saves them as park something because of a setting that someone's put in. If you were to click customize instead of scan on the full auto mode, you could customize the location to which those actual scans are saved and what names they're given. Okay, that's kind of cool. That's kinda nice. You know, if you didn't want it smushed, if you wanted it to be more kind of organic looking, you know, you might want to try to, you know, do a couple of different configurations with it. There's a bunch of things you can do. I'll just turn it over like that for right now. All right. Now, so the question was, what if we did this in a different mode? Let's go professional. Now, at this point in time, you have all of the customizations that you want right at your fingertips from the start. So you can choose the depth of resolution, which you should always have at 300 at least. It's DPI, dots per inch. You could do a higher bit color so that you'll have a nice high quality image. If you knew exactly what size you wanted this thing to be, you could change the document size by clicking on this target button and changing it. Say, for example, the flatbed scanner is 8.5 by 11. I was going to scan a piece of paper that's 8.5 by 11, but my scan is only going to be used in my flyer at a size of about 4 by 6. So what I could actually do is put 4 by 6 in there. And it gets pretty close. I think it probably constrains those proportions. So all that kind of thing can happen in this pane. One of the things that one of the students was doing a minute ago, right, Brandon? You were scanning something, but the colors were weird when it came out of the scan. There's a way you can, in professional mode, change the type of document source, document type, and the auto exposure type. So any of those things may have needed to be checked a little bit earlier, or unchecked, or selected or unselected. Unsharp mask can be unselected. There are all kind of adjustments you can make here. Just make sure that these guys, if anything's been done to them, to where it rescan or it scans in maybe a little bit more blue or something on it, just make sure that those are turned off. Okay, so just reset. We'll get it back to its original setting. Okay, unsharp mask should be off. There's some settings in that as well. You can go preview on this thing. It'll give you a real quick look at how this is going to turn out. There's your black background, okay? So kind of a different look altogether. Got a little bit of the ceiling in there. What you can do also in this, in professional mode, is you can, if you had a little more mouse real estate, you could actually select the part of that scan that you want. Okay, so maybe just that little bit right there. Just a little nudge in. Okay, if I'm happy with it, then I can go over here and click scan. Okay, or I can select just a little piece of it. I just want some little smidge of that foliage there. I click scan. Here's where I get that dialog where I can select the name that I want and the location to which I save this. What you could do kind of by default is go choose, just to make it easy, and you could choose your desktop. That's where it's going so far. But you could make it to where it went to your AID drive, your exact folder. So let's say this is Widows, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, we could choose that, and we could say leave. Okay, so we can actually give it names and that kind of thing. Our start number could be 001 if necessary. We could just leave it blank. Does that make sense? All that stuff can be customized in full professional mode. So I wanted you to be able to see that, and I'll try to put this recorded video tutorial up on our Blackboard website. Okay? But for the remainder of our time, work together, kind of alternate, take turns. Once it's saved on that machine to which the scanner's connected, then make sure you put it on a media that you can get it to your own computer, okay? Maybe on your server space or something. It goes very quickly, so I think we'll all be able to get in the scanning that we need to get done today. At least try it. If you're like, this stuff I found, outside, this is just junk, man. I'm not going to use this in my flyer. At least just try it, okay? So you can make sure you're familiar with the process and ask me questions if you need any.
When does this project due?
I think we'll work on this for like 3 or 4 weeks. There
So
it
we'll
is,
just have
see?
like certain things to each time.
778 kilobytes. Nice high quality image.
Wow.
Right.
You want me to hit stop on this?
Yeah, would you?
Sure.